Hello, friends. Today I'm here with Easy Spring Coloring Book by Josh Dunbar, and I'm doing a voiceover because I'm hoping it'll be easier for me and less convoluted for you because we all know how I am with remembering and forgetting words when I'm coloring. So we're gonna go ahead and get started. I was asked at the when I showed my May finished pages to do a video showing how I've gotten a very vivid background out of the gel crayons, which you can see here on the screen. Hopefully, I've put the picture in. That was the page I did in May, and I said, sure, of course I can do that. So I just grabbed another page from this book I actually have as a buddy color. So I'm doing one of my buddy colors. Hey, Jamie, if you're watching. Um, and I'm going to go ahead and show how I did the background. And I'm using 5 different gel crayons. They are KingArt, Creatology, and Hello Hobby in regular and neon. I'm going to link my brushes, which are the best things I ever bought, and my Creatology and my KingArt gel crayons in the description. And I can't I can try. I can try to link the Hello Hobby, but I do want you to watch the whole video if you're interested in the Hello Hobby because I have things to say. Um so all right, I'm going to getting into the second color already, so I want to tell you what's going on. I do most of the work with the actual gel crayon. I put the gel crayon to the paper like you can see here. I really layer down that pigment. And then I just take my brush and I brush as much of the pigment up into the next area that I can. So you can see how it kind of feathers out at the top. Because then I can layer the next lighter color on top. Because I'm using 5 colors from dark to light. Light will be at the very top of the page. But yeah, it's basically the crayon that's doing the work, and the brush is just kind of cleaning it up a little bit if you look at it like that. It's really easy, it's really quick, and it does make a dynamic background that doesn't require a whole lot of effort, which, I mean, who doesn't want that, right? So yeah, I used to think that all gel crayons were completely created equal until I did this page, and I've been using gel crayons for about 2 years. I use them on my blending board where I, add water and use them as a watercolor type thing. I use them where I put them on the blending board and use a sponge to move the color over and get that very like pale background, almost like soft pastels. And then I do them like this as well, where I go straight on the paper. If there's a way to do something straight to the paper, I'm always going to go straight to paper because I'm lazy and I don't want extra steps. Um, so yeah, I love this straight to paper way of doing it. I am here doing my layer that's right before the one I really need to talk about. So I'm trying to be careful and remember to speak up when I get there. But you can see how well they blend together and how easily each layer complements the other one. And so what you're not gonna see this page and see, oh, she used 5 different blues. You're gonna see that it was very dark at the bottom and it's very light at the top. And if I've done it right, then that's how it'll look. You won't see the lines, you won't see really anything worth talking about, which is how it should be. But like I said, you'll see, we'll get to a point and there's a problem. And I want to talk about it because it is with the Hello Hobby gel crayons from Walmart, specifically the neon set, because I did use the regular set and had no problem. The gel crayons are easy to push. I will say as a tip that you need to be quick about it. Put the gel crayon down. That's why you can see I'm doing it in like batches, like specifically this line here and the next line. Like I do a little bit and then I go in and push it with the brush. I don't want it to set or dry on the page because it will not move anymore. So I just do a little bit and then I go in and you can see this is that neon one and that line between the last color and this color is very visible, whereas before it wasn't as visible. This crayon seems more transparent and looser, like it's not liquid. It just glides more on the page and it doesn't really want to stick. So I don't know if it's all the neon Hello Hobbies or just the blue because I honestly don't do a lot of neon, so I haven't had a lot of trial and error with these, but I know this blue one is some nonsense. Like you can see it really just doesn't want to be there. So here I'm adding in some more of the KingArt, the color that was right under it, to try and get that part blended into the Hello Hobby. And you can see it's leaving like a white streak. The Hello Hobby is actually pulling up the pigment below it. It kind of looks like a cloud, but I expected the crayon to do what I expected it to do, and it was not. So I wanted to mention that here. The KingArt, the Creatology, the Hello Hobby regular crayons all worked really well. That neon Hello Hobby was like the worst I've ever worked with. I still managed to get it finished, but it was not for me. And you'll see here, I'm just kind of cleaning up as much as I can of that line that was left from the neon Hello Hobby. I keep saying Hello Hobby. But yeah, it just wouldn't let me alone. So this part right here, you'll see I'm just adding in a little bit more of each color to make the blend more seamless in between each color. It's kind of like it's dry now, not dry, but it's a little less tacky and stuff isn't going to move, so I can kind of just pull that up. And I wanted to get a little darker at the bottom. And there I am once again. This is with the KingArt. We're going to make this a 4-color blend instead of 5 because that Hello Hobby just wasn't giving what I needed it to give. So anyway, that's what we did there. And we're going to go ahead and move on to the road here in a second. And really, like, I did speed this up to 4 times speed, but you can see very easily I'm just using a gray crayon and a new brush. And you can see very easily just how much pigment I'm really pushing down onto the page with the crayon itself, how little of a space I do, and then how much I push with the brush over into the white space. So if you watch that while I kind of talk, you'll get an idea of exactly how much pressure I have with the crayon and exactly how much pressure I have with the brush. And we'll talk just a little more about what's happening to the page. So I let this stuff dry on a table. Like I said, this is my third go through on trying to make this voiceover, so hopefully I'm not repeating myself because I have repeated myself 3 times. I don't know what I said in this video. But I let it sit 24 or 48 hours, and that gel crayon, the Hello Hobby, did something to the structure of the paper or to the entire thing or whatever, where it was still tacky 48 hours later. It has since dried, but I've never had anything stay like that long. So yeah, I've dried. We're gonna finish up this road, and then I'm gonna come in, like, not in, I guess, real time, and talk a little bit about what happened with the page and how it went and what the finished product looks like. But all through here was just quick and easy. And I do want to talk about what to do when you come up with these smudges outside of it, like you can see at the bottom of the page, all that gray. And so yeah, I'll be back to show you that in just a moment. At the end of the pre-recorded video where I did the voiceover, I was talking about the gray smudges. And now I'm here back in Easy Spring by Joshua Dunbar. This was the page I had finished for June. Like I said, I was asked to do those based on the background I created for a page I did in May. I'm not sure about the lighting, and I'm not sure about how much of this we'll be able to see. So the smudges that come outside the lines, basically I try my level best to stay within the lines. This whole book has a black outline around each picture. I try as hard as I can to just stay inside the lines. However, because of who I am, the very instant that I come outside of the lines, that's it. I don't care anymore. I will smudge the whole thing out, doesn't matter. And then I just throw a black Sharpie border all around the page and finish it off that way. So the rest of this page, other than the 2 pieces you just watched me do, all of this was done with alcohol markers, just straight coloring, no nonsense, because these all have a grayscale to them. And like I said, it's supposed to be fun and easy. I'm not trying to reinvent the wheel here. So I just want to have a good time. I did shade the flowers. I don't know why. I couldn't stop myself. It doesn't matter. I don't care. I did it. And the only other extra I did was some white here on these bottles. And I used white acrylic paint on the windows and then smudged it when it was almost dry so that it kind of, I hope, looks like the windows are up on the truck. And the windshield is obviously in place. And I added like white lines to show the window was there. Yeah, that was it. So back to the problem with the Hello Hobby Neon Gel Crayon. And I'm hoping this is going to be very visible. I'm going to do my best to pull this up. let's see. So yeah, all the other crayons blended really nicely all up the sides of the page where you could really see the blend. And then here is where that Hello Hobby Neon, and this is a lighting issue and I'm not sure, but there's a line. It's never going away. This part feels completely different than the rest of this. So I'm going to play with the other, I think, 4 or 5 Hello Hobby Neons to see if they do it as well. And if they do, I'm just going to get rid of mine. But I don't recommend using the blue one until you try it on like a spare piece of paper somewhere, because it doesn't want to do what it wants to do or what it's supposed to do. And if you see these little bits of yellow in through here, that's because I'm lazy and don't wash my brushes. So when I was using those yellow brushes, I carried green into the blue and I wasn't too put out by it, so I just kept going. But that is how I do a very vivid gel crayon background. If you need more information or you feel like this wasn't thorough enough or you want me to do it in real time and really slow so you can really get an idea of what's happening and you need that, let me know, because I'm more than happy to make another video, because I will be doing this background again, specifically in this book. But other than that, everything that you would want to purchase or would like to purchase, those brushes in particular, I can't recommend enough, will be linked in the description below. And if you really enjoyed the video, please consider subscribing, liking, and commenting, because I love to read the comments. And the more people I get to be friends with, the better. I just enjoy meeting new people. So, till next time, my friends, have yourselves a very colorful day. Bye.